So what's up, guys? It's DarthGonk, and with The Mandalorian Season 2 finally wrapping up, I'm going to be doing a list from worst to best of every animated show, go over why I think that, so I will be going over some Mandalorian stuff, and uh, about, the new season finale. Now, this will only include shows I have watched, so there actually may be some oddities, maybe some things that aren't oddities, but yeah, let's get into this. So in last place, we have Star Wars Resistance. Now, Star Wars Resistance is kind of from at least what I saw. I never saw season 2. I saw parts of season 1, and it was like a racing show. But also, I do know it's got stuff to do with spies, First Order, piloting. So, this could have been, great. I just think the execution was poor. And I think this was like the first Disney era show of Star Wars where Dave Filoni didn't work on it. So, I guess it showed. It wasn't very good. So at this spot, this one I think is a little bit more unknown, but it's an old 1980s Star Wars cartoon called Star Wars Droids, which I believe came out in 1985. Now, I honestly think this wasn't that bad. It was in the arc style, like the Clone Wars, so it had, at least the one on DVD, had 2 arcs, which I didn't even know the show existed. Well, no. I remember, hearing something about it, but, I had never heard of it, and then one day I see it for sale, and I picked it up, and it's a pretty good watch. I recommend it, if you ever get the opportunity to get it, definitely get it. It's pretty good. Obviously, it's from the 1980s, so it's actually, the 80s had some great cartoons, but, it'll look a little dated, but I think overall it's pretty good, and I definitely recommend it. Next up, we have Star Wars Clone Wars. Not to be mistaken with Star Wars The Clone Wars. This cartoon came out in 2002, I believe, the latter half, and ended in 2004, I think. And basically it was I think little 2-minute parts that would air, I think, in between cartoons on Cartoon Network back then. And if you want to watch it, they got all of them on YouTube, or you could buy them at 2 volumes on disc. And this show was very good, and honestly, I would almost rank it above The Mandalorian, but The Mandalorian had story, even though that one, it kind of did, but it was mainly just, no talking, a whole bunch of action sets, which was good, and I like it, but I do think it is better than everything before it, but I don't think it's better than the next 2. Alright, so now we have number 2, The Mandalorian. I didn't really like this show, I'm gonna be honest. Season 1, kind of a letdown. I think it's a little overrated. I'll admit it. Season 2 definitely stepped up. I loved all the characters. I think the only episode I really don't like was episode 2. Otherwise, I thought that show, it's a great show. And the episode was pretty good. But, you know, had its downsides. I don't like how it's being limited to 8 episodes. I believe they should get as many episodes as they need to tell a good, compelling story. Because then, you know, we wouldn't get as mad as we do when we get filler episodes. Because, you know, it's a 22 episode season. You only have 8 parts to tell this story, and, you know, put in the filler. Yeah. But, next up, at the number 1 spot, it's pretty obvious, Star Wars The Clone Wars. If you have not seen this, then you need to watch it. It is the greatest Star Wars content to ever be released. I think, you know, it just did a lot of great things. First 2 seasons, although personally I enjoyed them, the animation was a little crude, but by season 3 it was better. Season 4, amazing. And then season 5, 6, perfect. And then in season 7 they managed to get perfect. But, you know, like I said, the show's not perfect. Season 7, the Tracer arc, I think it should have been replaced with an arc on Coruscant. Obviously in the original Star Wars Clone Wars, we get to see fighting on Coruscant, which I wish we got to see. Would have preferred it over a Tracer arc. And I think that was the biggest downfall of season 7, but otherwise I think, you know, it was great. That show, you know, I think if we were compared, you know, The Mandalorian, like, you know, it's considered like some of the greatest shows I've ever got. I think if we compared its 2 seasons, if we were to compare them to, you know, the 2 best seasons of the Clone Wars, I think Clone Wars would win. I think, you know, with the first 2 seasons, the only way I'd see The Mandalorian win, at least in my opinion, is you'd have to point out, you know, certain arcs. Yeah, but for the most part, you know, a lot of the arcs, like the first arc, it was pretty clear that, you know, it's going to be actual Clone Wars. So I rate, you know, the Clone Wars, Star Wars The Clone Wars this high because I grew up with it. I personally enjoyed it a lot more than everything else. But that to say, I think the only Star Wars show or animation that I haven't liked was Resistance. I think everything else has been amazing. So, like, even though Rebels ranked so low, actually, or like Star Wars Droids, which also ranked so low, I don't find them bad. I find them pretty good, actually. I recommend, you know, you watch them. But its faults, to me, kind of weigh it down to give him that position. But nonetheless, you know, these were like my opinions, you know, to each his own. You know, some people like The Mandalorian more, some people like Clone Wars more. Hell, some people like Rebels more, you know. But in my opinion, I see the Clone Wars as the best. Alright, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. You know, if you liked the video, try dropping a like. If you like Star Wars content, definitely try subscribing. And I'm gonna be doing, like, you know, a lot of Bad Batch content because, you know, I'm really hyped for it. And I can't wait for it to come out. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next video. May the Force be with you.